Hi everyone. We just want to highlight a few key points from the social media policy that was approved by the board. The purpose of this policy is just to help explain the how and the why the library district will participate in public-facing social media accounts. So like our Facebook page or a Pinterest account. We're only going to highlight a few key points today. So if you want to read the full policy, it is listed under Library Policy, Section C. So feel free to read the whole thing and give it a good look over. The first thing we want to point out is that there are several current policies that were referenced within the social media policy. For example, posting photos from programs was already addressed in the library programs policy. If staff is posting to the social media accounts, then the personnel policy will be followed there. And of course, all confidentiality policies will still be followed on social media. But we did want to point out to the public that we do reserve the right to remove inappropriate content. So for example, if somebody writes something vulgar on our Facebook page, we do have the right to remove that and not keep it public. Another key point that we wanted to pull out and highlight today is that social media will be used to promote library services, but also as a way to engage the community and our customers. So we want to use social media as a way to build those relationships, which means that we're not always only going to promote library services. We might post articles that we think our audience will find interesting or useful. We might post something humorous that we think they'll find funny. It's just to help build that relationship. The other part is that the library will participate in social media as a whole and not by individual branches. We want to keep that holistic feeling of the library district and that we are one district with multiple locations. So individual branches won't have their own social media accounts. We'll use one account for everybody. Probably one of the biggest parts of the policy is that it does explain that we as a district will engage in current events and topics that are being talked about on social media. These decisions on whether or not to engage in a conversation already taking place on social media will be made by the directors, the managers, and the social media specialists. We'll engage with these current events or topics, whether they're controversial or not. So when a post does happen around a topic, then we will make sure that we send out talking points and notification to the staff to help answer any customer questions that people may come in with. And as an organization, we decided that we have two options. We can either ignore current events or step into a conversation in a thoughtful way, and we decided that we would rather be seen as a community resource on these conversations and a thought leader. So we will be taking more steps into these types of conversations that are already going online. This isn't going to happen like on a daily basis. It's just when these big events are happening in our community and in our world that we're going to figure out a thoughtful and purposeful way to be in those conversations. Another newer part of this policy would be the media release. This does not have to be used all the time. It's because of the library programs policy that we talked about earlier. But when we are singling out a specific person for a photo or to write a story on that person, then there will need to be a media release signed. This Jan Barden will keep these on file and you can find it on the internet. But again, you won't have to use this all the time. It really is just when we are highlighting like a single person or family and their specific story. So if you feel like you're not sure whether you need to use a media release or not, feel free to call us or contact us and we can always help you answer those questions. People are always wondering how can they help out with our social media accounts. You can always follow or like any of our pages or accounts. They're listed below. Another great way is to send us your stories or photos that we can use. You guys are our eyes and ears in the branches, so if you hear something cool going on or you have a program, feel free to snap some pictures or send us some details, and we'll be happy to follow up with you about those stories. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us. You can contact Jocelyn or myself, Beth, with any questions. We'll be happy to answer them. Thank you for listening, and if you have any questions, feel free to let us know.